Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me. This is Jasmine with Ethereal Pathways. If you're new here, I'm a channel and I channel a little bit differently than some other readers you see out there. I don't use tarot at the moment. I usually will just meditate for a few moments and I'll get certain words that come to me. Sometimes there'll be messages that come with those, and sometimes there'll be an overall message for the collective of people watching the video. So this is a timeless message, as all mine are. You can be watching it anytime after I post it, 5 years, whatever, 2 months. And if you are pulled to it and guided to it, there's something in here for you. Take what resonates for you, though, because I channel for so many people, and leave what doesn't, because it may be for somebody else. Okay? And I'm going to take a few moments. I've already cleared the space before I started recording with some Palo Santo. And I'm going to take a few moments here to meditate quietly and to start getting the words and messages to come through. You may be seeing signs, synchronicities, numbers, any number of things that may come through. Again, take what resonates for you, leave what does not for somebody else. Thank you. I'm seeing a pale pink color. I don't know if that'll resonate for somebody somehow. Like a pale pink. Trying to see if there's anything, any object associated with this pale pink. I don't know, but I'm getting some kind of like chrome trim with the pale pink. I'm not particularly getting an object yet. What is this here? I'm not getting a particular object with it. However, I'm getting Vespa. So maybe this is for somebody else, like a Vespa. You own a Vespa? Those little motorbikes. Again, take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. Green aventurine. I don't know how to say that properly, but that's a stone. You may be guided to work with that stone, or maybe you're been pulled to look at green stones, or maybe you're already working with a stone. Again, take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't for somebody else. I just heard Tristan, like a name. What messages do you want, Spirit, for this collective? Any other signs of confirmation? 1, 2, 3. I just got the numbers synchronicity. 1, 2, 3. You may be seeing that, or that's significant to somebody. And 2, 3, 4. Like 17, 7, 11, 1, 1, 7 are also numbers coming through. 33. 79. I just heard 23andMe. Somebody may be, if you're not familiar with that, I think a lot of people are, but I'll just say it here. 23andMe is like an ancestral, like you can send in your what, DNA, like blood or something, or not blood, excuse me, why did I say that? Just blood may be significant for somebody going through something right now, regulating blood, I don't know. But 23andMe is to find your ancestry, kind of like, what's the other website, the ancestry.com. I think you send in like some form, like a hair fall. I don't know what you send in, actually. I don't know that much about it, but I know some people use that to find what their ancestry is. And they tell you what percentage of what, you know, what your background is, culture, not, you know, biologically, your DNA, where does it come from, basically. So somebody that may resonate for somebody that, you know, they're doing that right now, or they're wanting to do that. I just heard speckled trout, somebody fishing. Maybe somebody loves speckled trout, eating it. I don't know. But like a fisherman. I just heard Star Spangled Banner. You know. Stereotype, interesting. Sometimes I get like random words like this, but I feel like maybe that'll resonate for somebody out there. Maybe they're feeling stereotyped. And then I just heard Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I don't know quite how to spell it, and I just spell it the best way I can. So that, I think, is more or less, you know, somebody feels like somebody is a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, like they switch their moods like really quickly. They could be like two totally different people, kind of personality types out there. Tombstone. And I just heard the name Mary. And is this part of that, Spirit? Before I write it down. Mary Magdalene. I just asked Spirit, like, is this somebody else's name in addition to Mary Magdalene? But it was just Mary Magdalene, is what I heard. So somebody may be working with Mary Magdalene, like in the ethereal right now, or you feel closely tied to Mary Magdalene. I'm just trying to get some clarity here on some of this stuff I'm hearing. Just give me a second, please. I heard Crossroads, and with this, somebody's at a crossroads right now. I'm getting... Somebody is at a crossroads right now with a decision in their life. Spirit, anything else going with that right there? Whether what part of life, whether it be career, relationship, what other major decision, moving, what? I'm just gonna get a little bit more clarity because I'm about, before I say what I'm about to say. Spirit, is this, what is marriage? Again, that came through again. So Crossroads, someone, and it's related to marriage. And I literally just heard dissolution of marriage. So, that's going to resonate for somebody. So somebody's at a crossroads for a dissolution of marriage, like where they're going to get divorced, and leave their life partner. Anything else in the spirit? Is this Terry, the name? I'm just going to spell it traditional way. It's the name it came through. Sebastian. I heard the word strife. I feel like this is related to this marriage dissolution somebody's going through, or a group of people are going through right now, that's watching this message. There's a lot of strife in this relationship, and that's one of the main reasons. And I just heard loveless too. Loveless marriage. So I think it was more, what I'm getting is it's more or less like a loveless marriage. There's a lot of strife, a lot of fighting, control issues I'm hearing. Again, that's related to this, and manipulation. And now I'm seeing the Devil's card in tarot. So that's what I'm seeing. And that would relate to that. But I just feel like somebody's leaving a, dissolution. They're at a crossroads about dissolving their marriage due to this being loveless. There's a lot of strife and fighting, arguing, control, manipulation from the other partner. And actually, I just got that it's not just, it's just like mainly one partner and more of a feminine partner. However, it is on both sides. There is some manipulation on both sides and some control issues with both partners. But I feel like it's less intentional for the masculine. Let's put it that way. Like he was kind of like already in this, like he's kind of like the way that he is, where he doesn't really realize that he's being manipulative. He wouldn't want to be manipulative, but he is in fact being manipulative because of the way that the other partner is being. It's kind of like they play off each other, I'm feeling. And the one feminine, again, when I say masculine, feminine, I say this in my readings, it's not physical gender. This is energy. So when there's a masculine, feminine in a relationship, there's one person that's more in a masculine energy in the majority of time, and one that's more in the feminine energy in the majority of time. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm feeling like the feminine is got the majority of the control, manipulation, cheating. I'm hearing also could be something, again, take it if it resonates, the feminine. But I feel like I said, that the masculine is guilty of a bit of manipulation themselves, in that they kind of sneak around the feminine to talk to other individual, other feminines, or, you know, that kind of thing. And they kind of like brushed off as nothing serious or whatever. And I just feel like that's something going on, dynamic going on. I don't know who that's going to resonate for, but that's resonating for somebody, I'm sure. I feel like, is this? I'm getting a couple different things now. I do feel like the masculine, in some people that's tuning in here, I do feel like the masculine is the cheater. In some of the people watching this, that I feel like the feminine is in other people. So I feel like it's a combination. So I'm going to write here cheating by either masculine or feminine. Take it as it resonates. But I do feel like there's a lot of manipulation and control going on in the dynamic of this, you know, marriage that's, you know, could potentially be dissolved, that I'm getting. So marriage of convenience, I just heard. No, I probably misspelled that, but anyway. Mask. So one or both of these individuals could be wearing a mask in this relationship to the public. I'm getting that. So again, take it if it resonates. That's what I'm picking up on. And what I'm feeling that needs to come through for, you know, these individuals that are resonating for this message is follow your heart. You are ending a karmic cycle. You're being guided to end a karmic cycle for some of you. Again, use your own intuition and you know, take it if it resonates with what you've already been thinking and feeling and going through in your head and feeling. But I feel like there's a group of people here that are contemplating, you know, divorcing a partner because of a toxic relationship dynamic that the both of you are kind of guilty of in a way, but there's more on one side with one of the partners being more controlling and manipulative and like cheating and things like that going on, and it's being hidden from the public. And everybody's putting on a nice face and smiling and acting like nothing's wrong, but behind closed doors, it's the opposite. There's no love. They're not sleeping together. They're not having relations. It's just a marriage of convenience, like for almost like a business partner, like somebody just there to fill the spot and to help support the household. And you just let each other do whatever. I mean, in a way, that's kind of what I'm getting, but it's not really that way, even though you maybe feel like maybe, you know, one party that's the less manipulative one, the one being controlled and manipulated more by the other partner, is like feeling like it is maybe. But I feel like this is, let me gather my thoughts real quick before I say this, so it doesn't come out wrong. There's a lot at stake in this relationship, assets, contracts, things like that. And there's a lot that they would have to go through to leave this relationship behind. And that's why it's been so delayed, I heard. So this is something that somebody's been thinking about for a while. They have been unhappy for a while and have been wanting to leave and be happy. But there's fear there. There's fear of, what am I going to lose? What I'm going to lose all this stability, all of this, you know, these material things, this money, you know, for alimony or whatever they got to pay, child support, whatever it is. And there's a lot of fear that's kept them there. and the fact that, oh my gosh, there's also religious factors. There's also traditions of their family of not getting divorces and not wanting that. Like they're very strong religious family background I'm feeling with this group, and they are not wanting to disappoint their families or hear, the negative, what basically being confronted by their family for making a decision like that, and being judged and condemned and shamed. So I feel like that's also a dynamic that's kept them there. There's something that's kept them there in fear, is the judgment of others as well as their own stability. And I feel like this is more on the masculine side that's feeling this fear than the feminine for the group that I'm reading for, but that's just kind of what I'm feeling. So take it as it resonates again, but I feel like that's kind of what I'm getting, that's coming through. But if they're this, oh man, I'm trying to get a little clarity on what else needs to come through for this group right here that's getting this. So what spirit was the... It's going to get worse and worse, I just heard. Like, with that, I'm going to write it down. If they don't leave. If there is not a divorce, or if it's delayed. So I just feel like that's kind of what's going to happen. And that is a generalized kind of thing that you do see that happen a lot in relationships. But I feel like this is something that somebody needs to hear, that this is going to continue on getting worse and worse. Like the strife, the fighting, the cheating, whatever is going to continue to escalate the more they delay letting go and ending this karmic cycle. So you can save yourself more trouble and just surrender the relationship to the divine and go through, take your losses, cut your losses, go, and be eventually, work towards your happiness. Again, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I'm just being the messenger, sharing this message that I'm getting for a group of people. Or you can stay and it'll get worse and escalate until things are going to fall apart naturally anyway. So it's going to be not a whole lot left. I don't know. I feel like the divine is just really having a part in some of this, like trying to make it end on its own, like kind of like not forcing it, but kind of like, okay, it's run its course kind of thing, and it's over. Like things are gonna start crumbling and falling apart and more as they delay making that decision, until there's really not a whole lot left for them to be afraid to lose, let's put it that way, because the foundation will have crumbled by then. So that's kind of what I'm getting, and this is sad. This is just making me sad right here, for a group of people. And I don't like being a bearer of like news like this, but I feel like somebody needed to hear this. Maybe a sign of confirmation that somebody's been at a crossroads trying to make this decision to leave a very like maybe toxic relationship, marriage, and they've been delaying it for a long time, due to the comfort, shame of others, judgment of others, whatever. And I feel like they probably would have to leave a lot of people behind in the process of leaving this marriage behind. Not just like in-laws. I'm talking about their family too. I feel like there's some of their family that they would have to leave behind because they would not be in support of them leaving, and they would not make it easy for them. And it would be like a lot more negative relationship after that fact for a while. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting, but I guess that's the message that need to come through. I'm going to ask Spirit if there's anything else, and I might pull a couple oracle cards too to go along with this. Spirit, is there anything else that needs to come through for this collective at this time? Any other signs of confirmation or messages that need to come through? I feel like in addition to this right here, that if you're in this and you're resonating with this message right here, what just came through to me to let you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If, you do go ahead, obviously, and end things. Not that I'm encouraging you. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. But this is the message coming through, so I'm just going to share it. If you do end up, obviously dissolving the marriage and doing it on your own accord and all that, there will be more blessings on the other side of this after you heal. You're healing. I think you're going to start seeing things come and fall into place more. You're going to see more synchronicities in your life. You're going to see more magic happen. You're going to see like things that are being stuck right now in your relationship, like in your life too, money, whatever, are going to start like being released and things are going to start falling into place is what I'm seeing. So that is a sign of encouragement for somebody contemplating a major crossroads decision to dissolve a marriage. And, because it's a karmic cycle, because it's been very toxic for a very long time, and it's just they're not happy. They are not happy at all. And they somebody needed to hear that word of confirmation, I guess, that there is going to be things that are going to be coming in place. Yes, you're going to be losing a lot, but look at the, forward towards the things that you will be receiving, and things will be released and allowed to flow to you instead of being stuck. I feel like somebody's been stuck and stagnant in a lot of ways for a while as they've been delaying this decision. And once they make the decision, things are going to start just like, one's going to crumble and then other things are going to come in to replace, eventually. And, it'll work. Like it'll be a lot better and they'll feel a lot happier. Is kind of what I'm getting. So that's just what I'm getting. I'll write that down. Anything else, Spirit, that needs to come through? I feel like there is one more additional thing I'm going to do. Maybe I need to do a separate reading on this, but I don't know. Maybe. Okay, I'm just going to put it in here. So I do feel like there is a partnership coming in with maybe this group right here. Once they decide to make an ending of a toxic cycle with this relationship, there's going to be an eventual partnership that comes, a new partnership that comes in for them. That's a lot healthier. That'll make them a lot happier. And that, that the divine's bringing in, I just heard. So, that's something that is to be looked forward to. So again, the divine won't ask you to let go of something that they're not going to replace with something better. And that's fully my belief. I've seen it in my own life. We just have to take that leap of faith and surrender, what no longer resonates and what no longer feels right or good for us to the divine, and move forward with that and just surrender, the outcome, and believing and trusting that God will guide us and lead us where we need to go, and guide the people in our lives that we need, that will make us happy, that will bring us more toward in alignment with our higher self and our life purpose. And so I feel like, I just got goosebumps. So that's a sign of confirmation for somebody. That's a partnership coming in for somebody after they make this decision and they heal from this dissolution, that there will be a a healthy partnership, divine led partnership that will come in. And I just got more goosebumps. So that's for somebody. Again, take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't. But I think that's the message. If Spirit, is there anything else that needs to come out before I pull oracle cards for this collective? I'm just going to take a moment. I'm seeing in my mind's eye the moon, like a full moon. So I don't know if that is a sign of confirmation for any kind of timing or anything for somebody, but or maybe a moon ritual. I don't know, but that's something that I saw. So that will resonate for somebody in some way. Anything else, Spirit, before I close and pull oracles? Okay, I'm feeling good. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some of the Akashic Truth Oracle. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and you could even hit the share button and copy the link, and you don't have to share it. It will hit the algorithm and help my channel so that it will show these videos in front of more people to get the messages out to those who need to see them. Thank you so much for all of your love and support that you've provided. I really appreciate you guys. So again, I'm not the best. I always say this, I'm not the best at shuffling. I got small hands. And I don't know how to do that whole deck thing. I never really did cards growing up. I always had my brother do it. He's really good at shuffling cards. All right, so continuous learning. Learning is a lifelong endeavor. Staying curious and constantly learning new knowledge and skills will help you improve. Improving. I don't know why that wording is a little off. Adapt to a changing world and improve your competitiveness. Okay, okay, I see. It was weird the way they capitalized this, and it didn't look like it was just kind of like threw me off. So learning is a lifelong endeavor. Staying curious and constantly learning new knowledge and skills will keep you improving. Adapt to a changing world and improve your competitiveness. There we go. Sorry about that. I think it was just the way that the grammar in that kind of threw me off. Reward and recognition. Congratulations, your hard work will soon pay off and take you in the direction of your dreams. Acknowledge your efforts and own your power. I feel like some people are being rewarded, like I said, once they make this decision to dissolve whatever this relationship is, this toxic cycle. They're going to be rewarded and they're going to be recognized and they're going to be, moving in the direction of their dreams. So and I feel like some of these people are really learning. Some of you out there are really learning about your spirituality. You're learning about, what resonates for you, what doesn't. You're learning to listen to your higher self, the divine. You're praying, you're getting messages and you're getting those nudges. And so you're also learning, though, I feel like you're about spirituality, about metaphysics and the spiritual side of things. So you're growing in that aspect. So I feel like somebody needed to hear that. I'm going to pull one more. Let's see what comes out. Follow. Why did I say follow? Follow your gut. It's more than just a feeling. Be real with people and focus on meaningful relationships. Look at this. It's about relationships, meaningful relationships. It's about that partnership thing coming in. Remember, you also must bring value to the table. Treat others with respect or else karma will bite your, what. 3 is a crowd. Wow. I just got goosebumps on that because what I just heard was the third party thing. Because what I was getting was that, oh my gosh, I got goosebumps again. So what I was getting was the 3 is a crowd, the third party thing, because both sides were playing with third parties in different ways. So again, taking it for resonates, but I feel like that's for somebody. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this, helped some people out there, gave them some signs of confirmation of something they're going through and assisted them in some way. And again, I greatly appreciate all your love and support. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps my channel, and I will see you in a future video. Thank you so much. Bye.